Hi,
We're Joanne.
and I'm Steve. And today, this episode will be about going to the
Edison Ford Winter estate.
where there's a grand house, some gardens, about 20 acres of gardens. There's a laboratory and a museum. There's a few cars and some interesting sights. So it's based down in Fort Myer, I think.
I don't think I look as brown as you. You
Don't
look very
you?
brown. You're like toffee coloured.
Well, I don't know how I got brown because we've only been here a short
I
time.
know. Well, I don't. Well, you were brown to start with, though. Actually,
Oh, okay. All right.
it's very hot.
Yeah, so join us. It's a sort of half a day out.
It's about 32 degrees.
32 degrees.
I'm going to mow. I shouldn't mow because all my friends back in the UK are like, it's cold and miserable and raining, and I'm like, oh my god, it's too hot.
And I must admit, the weather here has been absolutely gorgeous.
Got my hat though.
You got your hat.
Get ahead.
I have my hat
Get
as well.
ahead.
So join us as we go down to Fort Myer and to the Edison and
Ford. No, is it Edison and Ford?
Yes.
Edison and Ford Winter.
Yeah,
estate.
it's basically where Thomas Edison bought a house. Bought up 13 acres of land, built a house, and one day he had Ford over, and Ford decided to buy the house next door. And
it's Edison, the guy with the phone thing, isn't it?
No, he's the light bulb.
Oh. Oh God!
You just had a light bulb.
Yeah, I just had a long ping.
You know.
All right. Okay. I stand corrected.
Okay.
I sat corrected.
All right. We're on our way to Fort Myer, which is the home of the Edison and Ford Winter estates. Edison was an incredible guy, actually. He was an inventor, very astute businessman, and had a wide spread of interests.
Trains. Any trains?
Can't see any.
Okay. I remember in Texas, Julie and I on something like that. It was terrifying.
The Fort Myer that Edison came to was significantly different from the Fort Myer today. Edison's impact on that city and how he changed it is quite remarkable. The Winter estate themselves have a number of different facets, from a collection of absolutely exotic and interesting specimens of trees and plants, the houses themselves, a museum, and also a laboratory which you could go round. Blink and you could miss it, and we did. We have now arrived at the Edison and Ford Winter estate.
Very weird routes, isn't that? Amazing. Stevie taking the routes. Restrooms and visitor pavilion. This fine gentleman here. Hello. No, I'm taking you, taking me.
Take the cap on now.
Oh, he's such a spoilsport. Come along, everyone. It's like a garden centre here, and you can buy flowers and some lovely pots. And beautiful. Shame I can't take them home. Buy them and take them home. We've got to cross this road, so this will be interesting. Oh, look at that. Isn't that lovely? Little waterfall there. Oh, some lovely plants. Feels like summer. I think in the UK it's raining and cold, and we're in May. I like those little, there's water things there. They're obviously, good God, $359.99 for a smooth fountain with LED. So it obviously lights up at night, but I do like them. You've seen the price of those? Oh, these are nice, aren't they?
Yeah,
you see, we can't have anything like this. Aren't they beautiful? I do like those. How much are those?
$60.
Good God. Gone off them. But they are beautiful. Oh, I love the green and the blue. Love all of those. And I do like these water fountains. They've got LED, but $375. Extortionate amount of money. We've got to cross this road somehow, Steve. I presume there's traffic lights. Yes. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Very beautiful here. Like it here. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
This is water something.
I definitely have not been here before. I haven't been here before. You keep telling me I have, but I haven't. Right, press the button. Why does he not listen to me, everybody? Thing comes up and then we walk. Oh, what a funny noise. It's like a bird chirping. Right. Now we're going to look at all the homes.
Enjoy your afternoon.
Thank you.
Well, technically it's still morning, but it feels like afternoon.
I think you've got the best position there with that fan on. Oh, okay. So, and the water's through here. It's nice. The water's through here. Yeah.
Lovely video, isn't it?
Right, well, get out of the way. You're in my video. I've got to direct him, people. Look, all the houses. Where are we going to go first, Steve?
I'm going to get straight down there.
Can you go in the houses? Can you go in the houses? He's now redirecting me. We're not going in the houses. We're going right down here to this lovely water space. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this. Bougainvillea, New River it's called. Look. There. Isn't that beautiful? I'd quite like to live in this bit. One of those houses would be nice. Going down to the water. You can get a tour, a guided tour, but we like doing our own thing. Or you can scan in and then get a tour on your phone. We haven't scanned in, we're just doing our own thing. Why are you laughing? He's laughing like a madman. Why are you laughing? I don't know why he's laughing. Find out in a bit, people. Finding your way. We have got a map, but we haven't looked at the map. That's the map. There we go. Lovely houses around the lake.
Apparently this is a lychee tree from Southeast Asia. Thomas Edison had no or very little formal education apparently, and he built this study which unfortunately got a bit destroyed and was reconstructed in 1968. This house was on the plot when Thomas Edison purchased it back in 1885, and eventually it became the caretaker's house.
at the swimming pool. Did you take the swimming pool?
Pardon?
Did you take the swimming pool?
No, I haven't yet. I was trying to find you. It's one of the first ever constructed swimming pools.
It's over there.
Oh, what's worse, the pond or the river?
Edison set up the Edison Portland Cement Company, which amongst other things was used in the construction of the Yankee Stadium in 1922 and also this swimming pool. And this interesting species is a thing called the resurrection fern, which is native to the Americas and Africa. Here we have a mango, originally from India. There's loads of different species of bamboo. This is a blue one, it has a lovely stem to it. And this one is a golden Hawaii bamboo. Looks superb. This path now leads nowhere. Obviously at some point in time there was some form of jetty out here.
Beautiful here. Beautiful gardens. There's lots of shade. If you want to sit in the shade, like I am doing at the moment. Stevie is off over there, doing his thing, and I'm just sitting here. Moved away from the smell now. They're doing something over there. There's a lot of maintenance going on actually. Don't know whether that was to do with the hurricane Ian or whether they were just doing maintenance. I don't know. It's absolutely beautiful here, so I can recommend it. Especially if you're at a certain age, retired like we are. It's very peaceful and very nice. The ground also is all shells.
And we now come to Thomas Edison's main residence on the estate.
I've always wanted a house that's got a veranda like this. You could sit out in the rain. The living room. Lovely. Can you imagine sitting in one of these swings? They're up high at the moment, and obviously you're not allowed to sit in them. A family den. These are the light bulbs, not the telephone. As we got mixed up earlier. Useless. We are useless. Thomas and Mina Edison's bedroom. Oh, isn't that lovely? Oh, 2 beds. Nice dressing area. Beautiful. More light bulbs. Of course, they would have a lot of light bulbs if he invented the light bulb. Library. So this end's the library and the other end's the living room.
This is a walkway between the two houses. Well, apparently this isn't wisteria, though it looks very much like it, and it's native to the USA. So this house is the Edison guest house. Jan is bopping away there to the sounds from the other. This area is the Simone Lodge kitchen and pantry area. So this is the guest house, originally the home of a close business partner, and when that relationship ended, it was sold to another family. Eventually Edison bought it, using it as a guest house and entertaining the likes of Ford, Harvey Firestone and President-elect Hoover. So what do we think of this?
It's lovely here. It's got
This is the sort of house that one would have liked, wouldn't it?
yeah, I love verandas
Particularly with
around.
the veranda, it's beautiful.
You know, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful, divine.
Yeah.
So in the grounds of the Ford estate is the caretaker's home and their garage. These days it shows off some prime examples of Henry's Model T from the 1920s. And now we get to Henry Ford's house on the estate. This was totally separate to the Edison facilities and featured a dedicated kitchen. This is the maid's bedroom. So this is the Ford veranda with Joanne looking extremely regal sat there. The floor on this looks a bit different to the others. I think it's probably made of oak. So this is Ford's living room. It's interesting to see the record player, phonograph here, which Edison had a part in inventing. This is the Ford guest bedroom, and this is a view of the back veranda on Ford's house. And we return to the living room with Joanne neatly framed in one of the windows. It's fairly obvious, but this is the dining room on Ford's estate, set for dinner. It looks lovely. And finally, another view of the Henry Ford house. And in the middle of the grounds was this absolutely fabulous example of a tree with a lovely sinewy set of roots. And it's hot work this is, so it was time to stop off for some ice cream and a drink. And then afterwards we explored further. So it was back over the other side of the road and to where we'd come in and park the car and where the visitor centre was. To the right of the ticket office there was a small museum. The first section was an exhibit of Ford cars explaining what made these particular specimens unique and interesting. And this vehicle would be absolutely superb if you were going out for a picnic. And to one side of the museum were these two superb busts, one of Edison and the other of Henry Ford. As you go through the first part of the museum, you get to the second part, which really starts to allow you to go on the journey of understanding Edison's impact on society at that time. This interesting device, or interesting vehicle I should say, is a calliophone. What, I hear you ask, is that? It's a steam-powered transportable organ which apparently had no way of actually moderating its volume, and one could only moderate its pitch. I don't know what the model equivalent would be. If you have a few, leave your suggestions in the comments below. While Edison began his inventions with the telegraph repeater, something that was of great interest to me as my father worked on repeater technology during the early days of his career, he's better known, Edison that is, for the work that he did around phonographs, and that's what brought him to the wider attention of the public. Edison moved into motion pictures, collaborating with a photographer, William Dixon, to create some of the first motion picture machines, and he took those to the masses through the peephole projection mechanisms that you see on piers, as well as also in devices that were suitable for the home. These were actually called kinetographs. And as more modern history writes, the most important thing is content. And one of the things that Edison set up was the Edison Film Studio that produced a reasonably significant number, 1,200 plus short videos. I want to call them videos, I shouldn't, short films, which were used on his machines. A lovely wooden statue of the great man.
The first words I spoke in the original phonograph, a little piece of practical poetry. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go.
To a public that had never heard recordings, Edison was known as the Wizard of Minio Park because they were so amazed by what his equipment could do. Edison was a man of great intellect and diverse interests. He looked at mining, developing facilities to mine ore. He looked at how America could produce local rubber, which whilst it failed, it was mainly as a result of economic changes in the environment. And he also looked at the chemical industry, where the States was very dependent upon Europe for its supply. Edison established his laboratory at his Fort Winter home to continue to investigate the source of natural rubber in America. He did work around creating crossbreeds to increase the yield, but as I said before, economic changes meant that the rationale for producing local rubber no longer made economic sense. This is a superb facility and really interesting to look at how things that we now take for granted were dealt with back in the day. So across the ceiling there was a belt driven mechanism, and you could drop belts down from that mechanism, which would then power individual grinders and other machines and be used to effectively continue his investigation into the production of local rubber. We thoroughly enjoyed our time at the Edison and Ford Winter estate. It is a real experience, whether you're a plant lover, like looking around homes, or fascinated by technology.